Majesty remained in Thailand. It was not until 1994 when he set out on a trip to neighboring Laos People's Democratic Republic, where he presided over the inauguration ceremony of the landmark Thai-Lao Friendship Bridge. On the night of the 25th of October 1962, Typhoon Harriet hit Thailand, causing major casualties and extensive damage to properties in 12 southern provinces. But the Talumpuk Peninsula in Pak Panang district of Nakhon Si Thammarat was the hardest hit. His Majesty the King immediately summoned different relief agencies to provide urgent assistance to storm victims, along with his private donation and relief aid. What was left of the relief fund for that major disaster was used to establish the Ratchaprachanukra Foundation, which means King and Men's Mutual Aid. That initial humanitarian step continues to play an active role in assisting with disaster relief in almost all the natural disasters in Thailand, including the major earthquake in 2004 that caused a tsunami. Apart from providing initial assistance to the tsunami victims, the Ratchaprachanukra Foundation, in collaboration with the Development Divisions 1, 2 and 3 and the Engineering Department of the Royal Thai Army, completed the construction of 4 Ratchaprachanukra boarding schools for children affected by the disaster within a year after the devastation of the killer waves. His Majesty the King started using part of the compounds of his royal residence as a development research and experimental center in 1961 to find solutions to problems involving integrated agricultural development, energy, the conservation of natural resources, and the environment. The effort entailed both non-commercial and quasi-commercial models that enable interested parties to study and emulate. Meanwhile, the comprehensive rice research and experimental program was initiated to meet different requirements, including rice growing, a rice species bank, and rice milling experimentation using both the conventional pounding implements like mortar and pestle and modern-day machines, through to the packaging stage with sacks of rice ready for immediate distribution, either for relief aid to victims of natural disasters or sale to the public. Residues from the mill are recycled with rice bran being used as animal feed and rice husk packed into solid fuel. Thus, the entire production process is waste-free. His Majesty's Royal Dairy Project was initiated after the public and private sectors supplied him with the first herd of dairy cows. Using the money from his privy purse, he built them a shade and provided green pastures for them to feed and exercise. That marked the beginning of the experimentation of a modern dairy facility where artificial breeding and development of dairy cows suitable for local conditions could be carried out. As the original herd grew by the year with more calves and additional donations from the public, His Majesty made them available to dairy farmers and agriculture-related institutions of education. Subsequently, His Majesty had the Suan Dusit Dairy Factory built in response to the dairy farmers' petition on the issue of surplus milk. The factory was designed to produce powdered milk from the surplus milk he bought from the farmers. More technical research and development initiatives in the compounds of the Chitlada Villa resulted in a full-fledged dairy operation which now boasts a diverse range of commercial products that include powdered milk, milk tablets, pasteurized fresh milk, and cheese. Today, Chitlada Garden is no ordinary household garden. Rather, it is a place where animals are raised, experimental activities implemented, and production lines running. Other features in the garden include a demonstration forest, food products, organic fertilizers, solid fuel, and wastewater treatment experimentation. In mid-April 1966, His Majesty put his Vega, the boat he built in a sea trial trip from Glykawan Palace, traversing the Gulf of Thailand to the coast of Tay Ngam Beach in the jurisdiction of the Royal Thai Marine Corps. On the 16th of December 1967, His Majesty took the boat he built, the Nawareg, to sea and finished with a gold medal in the OK boat race during the 4th Siep Games. In addition, the King also designed, built, and painted his 3 Moth-class boats, the Mot, Micro Mot, and Super Mot, small sailboats that better suit the moderately built Thais. His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej celebrated his Silver Jubilee on the 9th of June 1971. However, he made it clear to the government, which was planning a long list of celebratory activities for the occasion, to do it economically and give priority to the country's development. As a result, a cabinet resolution was passed to have a commemorative monument built in his honor. That too was rejected when His Majesty expressed his desire to have a road built for public benefit. He cited the examples of ring roads, similar to the freeways he saw in the USA, Britain and Germany, during his state visits to those countries. The government duly obliged with the construction of Ratchada Pisek Road, which was completed in 1976. Her Royal Highness Princess Kalyani Watana once asked her young brother King Rama IX how his painting got started. His Majesty replied that it was started when Tan Chin brought a whole set of painting and implements, including paintbrushes, colors and canvas, and others for Mama to paint. I was annoyed and decided to do the painting myself. His Majesty started his in-depth study on painting as early as 1937. He also visited studios to ask his preferred artists about their techniques, ranging from the choice of colors to the different kinds of brushes. Once he had a good grasp of the techniques, he started practicing his brushstrokes and began his creative works at about the age of 18 years old. He took painting seriously in 1959. His portfolio of approximately 100 pieces of artwork includes realist, impressionist, and abstract paintings. His Majesty told his close aides that he painted where his heart was, not under the influence of any particular person, theory, or convention. After he finished the Thai translation of A Man Called Intrepid and Tito, His Majesty commissioned the illustrations of his literary work, The Story of Mahachanok, an adaptation of a Buddhist tale. To Thailand's master artists, who were given one single directive, that they exercise their freedom in their creative works of art. But His Majesty kept a close watch over the content and the nuances of the illustrations, which, in addition to his intention to demonstrate the teachings in the tale and his inner thoughts, also reflected his initiative and pool of knowledge in Buddhism, science, satellites, maps, history, geography, social science, nature, and the environment, as well as astrology in his approach to the story of Mahachanok. It may be surmised that the publication of the story of Mahachanok is meant to be an artistic representation of his reign, while its content amounts to the culmination of royal development initiatives based on his years of working experience since the early days of his reign. While the story is dominated by the virtue of perseverance, His Majesty's hidden message in the publication is that conservation and development should go hand in hand. The objective of education is to promote both worldly knowledge and morality. Apart from the poor quality of natural soil, like peatland in the south and saline soil in the northeast, the deteriorating condition of the once arable agricultural land in almost all parts of the country was the result of well-intended development efforts. His Majesty quickly set up research units to address the issue. At the same time, land was allocated to farmers to enable them to make a living, and also make certain they maintained the nutrient-rich soil to ensure sustainability and, in effect, put an end to predatory farming practices which would lead to further forest encroachment and subsequent deforestation. In 1977, the headman of Tambon Khao Hin Son presented His Majesty the King with 105.6 acres of land. It was a piece of degraded laterite land where no trees could grow. Immediately, His Majesty started his Khao Hin Son Royal Development Study Center there. Subsequently, 5 more centers were introduced to other parts of the country. Armed with research and experimental results, as well as development approaches appropriate for the environment and the way of life of the local people, His Majesty granted development advice to government agencies to take charge of their implementation. Such royally initiated centers are one of a kind in the world where integrated agricultural services are available.
So it's a great gift that we have received from Thailand in a situation where Sri Lanka was in a particular situation. This was way back in history where not a single high ordinate monk was available here in Sri Lanka for the spread of Buddhism. So we received this great Dhamma back again from Thailand. So this is a great thing that we are celebrating here in Sri Lanka. So His Excellency, let's talk a little bit about the upcoming events and the future plans that you have in terms of strengthening the bilateral relations between the two countries. Like we've mentioned, it's Buddhism that keeps the two countries binded together after all.
Yeah, the event regarding the 260th anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah, besides 3 activities that I mentioned, the painting, the photo, and the body sampling. On the King's birthday, and then, I mean on the 3rd of December, Kankalam Temple invited me to be to preside at the praying ceremony for our king, you know, and that was supported by the Sri Lanka Thailand Society. This society is very active and very supportive for Thailand in Sri Lanka. And the second event was we joined the exhibition. The Thai Royal Thai Embassy joined the exhibition of Lord Buddha relic at the Tipatuma Tuttamaram. And that event was presided by the President Rajapaksa of Sri Lanka, and I was invited to join that event too. It was really my honor to be there. You know, this event relate to our religious relations, but besides religious relations, we have many things to organize in terms of trade and investment, in terms of cultural relations. Next year, we plan to organize Thai festival, Thai food festival in Colombo. The main purpose is we want to introduce Thailand to Sri Lankan people, especially Thai food, because now we have many Thai restaurant, Thai food restaurant here, but the price is a little bit high, So this festival try to introduce Thai foods to normal.
I think Sri Lankan people would be certainly be waiting to visit this particular festival. So, and we will certainly update you on these events that are coming up. So, His Excellency, what are your future plans and future events that are you planning to perhaps carry out in terms of strengthening the bilateral relations between these two countries?
Okay. During the past 4 weeks, which I stay here, I met many people. Yes. After I presented my credential to the president, we have a discussion about relations, and the president talking about the inland fishery. He would like to have a cooperation with Thailand on inland fishery. When I see your foreign minister, he talking about agriculture, which is very important to the Sri Lankan people. So these two topics I will bring back to Bangkok. And when I met with the Sri Lankan businessman, we're talking about the opportunity to expand our trade volume and investment volume too. And when I visited the temple, we have many things, So now I collect all information, and I plan to go back to Thailand next month, the 3rd week of next month, and I will ask the ministry to organize the meeting with the representative of government official and representative from the private sector to discuss and talk about what we should do in Sri Lanka to promote the mutual benefit of our people.
Absolutely, yes, His Excellency. So when Sri Lanka and Thailand is considered, this year, as we mentioned, is a great year, is a very significant year for both the Thailand and that of Sri Lanka. And thank you very much, His Excellency, for sharing your views with us and your experiences and about your plans in terms of strengthening the bilateral relations between the two countries. And thank you very much, His Excellency, Mr. Nipon Acharya Wanich, the Ambassador of Thailand to Sri Lanka. Dhammo have rakkati dhammachari. If you live by the Dhamma, you will always be protected by the Dhamma. Samma Sambuddha Saranai.